Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to another mobile edition of Crime Time with DutyRon. I am a retired New York City police detective with 20 years of law enforcement. And if you like all things true crime related from that police detective's perspective, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll get all things DutyRon and Ed Wallace when we go live or upload another video. Today, I want to talk to you about tonight. We are going to do a second live event. I didn't feel that we covered as much as we could on Kylie Rodni's laptop on the previous one that we did last week. So I invited a retired commanding officer of the elite New York City Police Department Computer Crime Squad. Dennis Lane has 24 years of experience in computer forensics. He was the commanding officer of the NYPD, that's the New York City Police Department's Computer Crimes Division. They handled every homicide in the city of New York. And I'll give you an example. In 1991, when I first started, New York City had 2,200 murders in 1 year. And the Computer Crime Squad was instrumental in handling quite a few of those 2,200 murder cases. And that went on in 1991, 1992, and 1993. It was all very high numbers, and they are very, very experienced. They know how to get data and information. They know how to catch predators online. They do it all, and we're going to hear from him tonight. But before I get into it, I want to say a special thank you. Yeah, Tara. That's a good one. I'm going to highlight that. Look at Tara Ellis. She's like, what? Before I get into it, before we jump into this preview, I want to just say a special thank you to you, the subscribers, the folks who are Patreon supporters, the channel members, everybody who engages here. I am just honored and humbled by your participation and cooperation in having a healthy conversation about what goes on in these investigations. And we have Ed Wallace, who is an unbelievable teacher. He's patient, he's funny, he's kind, he's smart, and he's an unbelievable wealth of information, not only just for us together, but for anybody who stumbles across any of our videos that we put out there. And Ed has been with me for almost a whole year. So I'm thankful that we have Ed Wallace. Tonight, we're going to talk about Kylie Rodni's laptop. By a show of hands here in the chat, who has seen the video that was put out by Check It TV? Juan from Check It TV uploaded a video onto his channel, I believe, yesterday, and it showed him, he had Kylie Rodni's laptop. One of the family members, I believe the grandfather's significant other, her grandfather was there. And they showed the laptop. It was actually still leaking water out of it. And they were taking photos and videos of it. And he looked at it. The grandfather held it, looked at it and said, yep, this is Kylie's laptop. I'm going to show that video to Dennis, our guest. Again, he's a veteran of almost over 24 years in law enforcement with extensive experience as an investigator and a supervisor, an executive in the investigation of technology crime. He's also was the commanding officer of the Computer Crime Squad of the premier law enforcement agency, NYPD, which conducted daily activities, investigations of, and highly skilled detectives. So he was a supervisor, a boss. He was the commanding officer of the Computer Crime Squad. He's going to join us tonight. So while I did this yesterday, it was very successful. Very successful yesterday. We had everyone send in questions on DutyRon.com. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the DutyRon.com website up, so you guys can go over and check out DutyRon.com. But if you put that in your web browser, just all you have to do is put in DutyRon.com. You don't have to put HTTP and all that stuff. Just go to your web browser and type in DutyRon.com. and go over there and send questions about the data and the recovery on the laptop. We're gonna talk to retired Lieutenant Dennis Lane uh, in great detail tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, and I have that video, the live stream that's scheduled. I have it linked down below in the description, and we're gonna get sent over to that video that's scheduled for tonight. So when this thing ends, it's going to redirect you to it. So if you can, just hit the little notification bell on there, consider giving it a thumbs up, and join Ed and I tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. I see Ed Wallace is in the chat here. I know he's working, so I didn't send him the link. There is Ed Wallace saying hello to Lieutenant Pete Pranzo and Richella. You know, there's so many questions that are unanswered. You know, we have questions. We do not have answers. We're going to talk to the lieutenant about her cell phone. It's not recovered. We know from watching the Check It TV's video, the officer on the scene there says that the cell phone was not recovered. He asked him if he found the cell phone. Now, I don't know if between the time that was filmed, between the time that Check It TV's video was filmed and the time here current, if they recovered a cell phone, I don't know. I don't know. But we're going to ask the retired lieutenant of the computer crime squad of the NYPD, we're going to ask Lieutenant Lane if there's a way that even without her cellular device, if there's a way that the great folks in the technology business, in the police department, if they can grab text messages and things of that nature. But we're not going to go into it here. We're going to talk about that tonight. But guys and girls, again, if you have questions about social media posts, cell phones, laptops, tonight is going to be the night to do it. If you can, go over to DutyRon.com, send questions in and say, just label it questions for computer crimes expert. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that tonight. We're going to do it at 9 p.m. Eastern. I hope that each and every one of you can either join or watch it on the replay. If you can watch it on the replay, that's as good as watching it live in my eyes. I love the replay viewers. I love the live chatters, but I also love when you guys leave comments down below for all of us. That's a way to engage with Ed Wallace and I. So it's really, really important. JW Yazam, thank you for becoming a channel member. We greatly appreciate the channel members. Canadian Cookie is here. 616 Love, thank you for being a channel member, becoming a channel member. Much appreciated. Never necessary, but always appreciated. You know, folks, we do a lot of great things here on Crime Time with DutyRon. Besides having these informative live streams, right? What we do is we pay it forward. Jen and Kyle from Red, White, and Bethune, they're doing a domestic violence awareness fundraiser. And we were able to, again, I have to keep repeating this because I want you guys to know, when you become channel members, when you support this community, we send these donations forward. We sent a generous donation over to the Red, White, and Bethune community. It's going to the Gabby Petito Foundation for domestic violence awareness. And I don't think any of us have not become or know someone who has become a victim of domestic violence. Whether you're a guy or a girl, it happens to both sides. It's not a one-sided street. So Diane Turner says it's going to be 4:38 a.m. in Australia. Right now, it's 4:38 a.m. in Australia. First live with you, Diane Turner. Welcome. I love my Aussie friends. Put another prawn on the Barbie. It's midday, and I'll be over for maybe an adult beverage and a couple of prawns. I'd appreciate that. So let me know where you're watching. City, state, or country. If you're a first-time viewer, let me know if you're new. Let's say hello. I haven't done a roll call in a long, long time. But again, tonight we're going to be talking with a computer crimes expert, retired commanding officer from the NYPD. Yeah, early riser, right? She's up at 4:30 in the morning. Either that or she is True Crime with Shannon. she's got insomnia. A lot of people are insomnia. Insomnia afflicts a lot of people across the globe, where they're up all night. Alicia B's in Maryland, out on the boat. It's probably shitty on the boat. I don't know if Ed's still in Jersey, but Ed Wallace is here. I'm trying to scroll back. Hello, Alabama. Spring Hill, Florida says. Phil Leo. The Barbie 2 with the Frosty Coopers. Yeah, sounds good. Tennessee Girl, Ground Zero for Summer Wells. Diane says she hasn't gone to sleep yet. So there's insomnia proven itself to be true. My daughter loved the movie Pay It Forward. We live our lives with that mindset. That is freaking awesome. Sharon, you're just like me. That's how I do it. That's how I live. Gale force winds warnings, DutyRon, could be better. Yeah, it was pretty nasty this morning. Lieutenant Pete's here. Canadian, British Columbia, Mercedes, good to see you. Thank you for being a channel member. We appreciate it. Sacramento, California, Gala, Sonoid, Georgia, thank you. Amarillo, Texas, love the great state of Texas. Hello from Northeast Missouri. Nice to see you. Hey, listen, I love to do this because it's a way to acknowledge everybody and say hello to the folks. Beckfest is in the building. She's always good for a call in, Beckfest, and I see her around on the other true crime streets. I'm just trying to grab everybody. Joey Brooklyn, Black Rose, Phil Leo is here. Sherilyn Shofner, great to see you. Hey guys, so again, listen, I feel that there was stuff that we need to still talk about. The laptop, I didn't feel that I got enough out of, our guests were great last week. We had quite a bit of experience folks here, but I wanted to talk to somebody in the police field, in the investigative field, who does this, and looks at this stuff criminally on a regular basis. So I want to have Dennis tonight. We want to ask him specific questions. What if a phone's not recovered? What if her phone is never recovered? What if someone took that phone and threw it in a landfill or put it in the garbage and a garbage company came and picked it up and now it's in some landfill somewhere? What could we do? What can law enforcement do to try to extract information? What if that evidence is never recovered, ever to be seen again? So those are some of the questions in my mind that I'm thinking about. We're lucky that we found the laptop, right? So we're lucky we found the laptop, and now the laptop is waterlogged. This is part of this is a part of what we're going to ask the lieutenant tonight. We're going to ask him, what do they do? How do they put it? He has in his office, or had in his office, in the computer crimes office, they had their lab. I forgot how they referred to it, but I'm going to take a peek right now. Hold on a second. It wasn't maybe it was called the Computer Forensic Lab, but whatever the case may be, they have a laboratory there where they are doing their secret squirrel stuff, and they're doing all kinds of, tricks of the trade where they can recover stuff that even when something is waterlogged, as we saw. That laptop was dripping water. I don't know if you guys saw the Check It TV. Listen, I don't care if he took the video down. I don't care if the video is still up. I don't care what he showed. The bottom line is I saw it with my own eyes, and I looked at it. So, he says he was the supervisor, the executive, the computer crimes commanding officer. And he ran the daily operations. He calls it the Digital Forensic Laboratory, which processed hundreds of items of digital evidence each year. He was the commanding officer of the Digital Forensics Laboratory that processed hundreds of items of digital evidence each year. I think that this man is going to give us a schooling on the what ifs. And then after that, I'm done with it. After that, I'm done with it as far as talking about this laptop and digital forensics. But I do want to ask him about the social media posts of 200 to 300 And some people say it was up to 400 kids that attended that end of summer party at the Prosser family campground. I want to ask him straight out, what can they do, if anything, legally, what could they do legally to retrieve some of those social media posts, just to see if any of them are suspicious in any way? Can they legally do that? Can they just legally rip people's posts that they deleted? You know, their parents, we heard the news reports of the parents telling them, delete all your pictures, delete all, don't talk to the police and all of that craziness. Who remembers that from the beginning of this case? I was outraged that we heard parents telling kids, don't talk to the police, don't say anything, it can incriminate you, liability. We have a very expensive home here. I don't want our homes taken from you. That's bullshit. That actually angered me when I heard that, and I was vocal about it. I was like, what? What kind of parent teaches their kids to be quiet when there is a kid, a 16-year-old kid that vanished, went out to a party that night and vanished? That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Um, I also want to tell you that I watched and listened to a couple of news reports. One in particular mentions that Kylie Rodney's either ex-boyfriend or on-again, off-again boyfriend, Jagger, was cleared as a person of interest. We always hate those words in the police department in investigation, person of interest. They're either a subject or a suspect. This person of interest thing, that's like media made up of and stuff like that. Um, but we heard recently, and I verbally heard and I read in a couple of writings that they cleared this Jagger of any involvement in this thing of her going missing. But yet he still has social media threats. There's people that, you know, harass him, go after him on social media, death threats, this, that, and the other. Again, I spoke very strongly about this, about how I feel that is jagaloonish behavior. Nobody should be doing that. Nobody should be on social media threatening anybody's life and so forth. It is not a good look. It's criminal-like behavior. Don't be that person. Don't go after this Sammy girl. I don't care how you feel about her. Who the hell are we to go and put posts, putting threats at them based on your suspicion and speculation? It's just not right. It's just not right. So I'm asking everybody that's here with us to please, please refrain from that kind of behavior. And if you know anybody that's doing that, stay away from them. Like my grandmother used to say, and I always bring up my grandma because she lived till 1 month shy of 101 years old. She was born in 1903 and she died in 2004. She always used to say to me, you're judged by the company you keep. So she would tell me, and she would call me Ronnie. She would say, Ronnie, if you are around bad people, don't be friends with them anymore. Unfriend them. Go away from them, because you're going to wind up being pulled down those bad areas that they go, those bad streets. So, Joy Catcher, Lucretia, always great to see you, and thank you for being a channel member. Ed Wallace says, just the facts. There you go. Yeah, my grandmother, I mean, she's taught me really well, and I thank her. I give her thanks and praise every day, and I miss her dearly. My grandmother raised me, and she really raised me the right way. And a lot of the things that she said at the time, I didn't understand it, but I really understand it now. Michael and Renee Flowers, thank you for the $20 super sticker. Much appreciated. But yeah, my grandma was unbelievable. Born in 1903, saw a lot of different things. Um, Born over in Italy. She was born in Naples. My grandmother, great, great woman. And I said this on one of my live streams, but she would be the grandmother that would defend me to the end. She would defend me to the end, and there's no doubt about that. And anyways, so that's what I wanted to say about the social media harassment. I hate fake book. To me, I hate it. I think it's toxic. It's a toxic bowl of soup. Sometimes it's a very small amount of times you can get good information off of it, but mostly in general, you're going to get misinformation on fake book. So stay away from FAKE book, fake book. Just, again, verify and re-verify all of the facts that you hear that that get spewed out of people's mouths. Make sure that you do your fact checking, and you'll be okay. You'll be okay. So this question comes up a lot. Thank you for the super chat, and let me just see it. Oh man, that's so small. What is so this comes in from Annette Sheehan. She sends in $7.99. I believe that's Australian. I'm not sure. I might be wrong. What's your opinion on on other YouTube creators discrediting adventures with purpose when they have been nothing but professional and respectful? I don't have an opinion on it. I don't pay attention to it. I'm not one for dogging or putting somebody down who does something good. Now, granted, we're not perfect, and people make mistakes. Have they made mistakes along the way? Yeah, they have. But do their mistakes outweigh the good that they've done, recovering 24 sets of human remains? That's 24 families who have their loved ones home. That's how I look at it. I take the good that outweighs the bad. Yes, few of the things that they've done, or that they did in this case in particular, I might have done a different way, but no two people are the same. The way I would conduct myself doesn't mean it's going to be the way that they would conduct themselves, and so forth. It's not a good look to point fingers at people. I don't do that. I don't dog people. That's why you never see or come on to Crime Time with DutyRon and hear us talking about people and pointing fingers. So that's all I got to say about that. Yeah, Kaz Shaw says Adventures with Purpose are heroes. Listen, what they did is nothing short of miraculous. They're doing God's work. I think that they're awesome. I love Dave Rader and EquiSearch Midwest and Mark Class from the Class Kids Foundation. There is just so much good. Again, there's no drama here. There's no jagaloon type behavior. We're, again, not going to go on and rant and rave about some of the mistakes or missteps that people do not intentionally do. So Linda Williams is here. Hello, just saw live. Great to see you. Likewise, thank you for being here. Alicia B, that's a good comment. We all have a choice to be positive and helpful or not. Misery loves company, right? I don't like to give misery company. I'm not into that. That's not my thing. We're only here for a short period of time. We're only on this earthly plane for a very short period of time. Why spend that time in a toxic bowl of feces? I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in swimming in a toxic bowl of feces and urine. If you want to do that, have at it. Jump in that toxic bowl. I don't want to fall into a cesspool any time in my life. And that would be an accident if that happened. But I'm not going to intentionally do a nosedive into a bowl of feces and urine. When you engage in that stuff, that's what you're doing. I hate to say it that way. Now I'm making myself laugh, but that is 100% true. You can't even argue with that. Engaging in toxic negativity and pointing fingers at everybody else instead of trying to do something good yourself, that's what you might as well do. Just do a complete belly flop into a big bowl of feces and urine. It's kind of gross, but that's what it is. So Canadian Cookie, that's a good one. I'll get a laugh out of that, and thank you for being a channel member. I'm not into that crap. Excuse my French. So I just love these daytime rants or daytime conversations. They're good for the soul. And listen, we want to just put ourselves in a positive direction. We want to put ourselves and keep ourselves in that positive direction. Just remember, we all are driving our vehicles. We're driving the vessel of life, right? Our bodies and what we do, we're in control of it. You control what you do. And at the end of the day, you have to live with yourself. And if you want to be involved in toxic negativity, have at it. Just don't do it here. Don't come here, because it's not welcome. Tonight, 9 p.m. Yeah, this is like bitching with Bill. Exactly. Yeah, but I don't do this often. This is a rare thing that you'll see. I don't really get involved in this stuff. But anyways, so that's it. I want you guys to, again, we're going to be directed after this live is over onto tonight's live. So if you're not yet subscribed, please remember, hit that subscribe button. It's free. That red subscribe button is free. We're getting close to that 140,000-ish range of subscribers, and I look forward to hitting that 150,000 mark. When I hit the 150,000 mark, I have a GoPro that I'm going to give away. So that's going to be my next thing. We're going to do an exciting giveaway. It's not a brand new GoPro. It's an older GoPro. I'm going to package it up. I still have the box and everything. I don't use it. I never used it. I'm going to give a GoPro away when we hit that 150,000 subscriber mark. And I hope whoever wins it will put it to good use, because it's just been collecting dust on my shelf. So I'm going to be giving away a GoPro, and we'll do it with the StreamYard giveaway generator thing. And hopefully the person who wins the GoPro is in the United States, because if you're outside the United States, I'll gladly send it to you, but it may cost me more to ship it than what I spent on getting the GoPros. Yeah, they are fun toys. So anyways, that is that. We'll talk about that when we get closer to that milestone. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it's attainable before the end of the year. Chris says I can mount it to the race car. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Pit and Black says DutyRon is the only real deal on all of YouTube. That's not true. There's plenty of really good channels out there. Hi, Ron. Could Adventures of Purpose be sworn in as law enforcement on a recovery? No, negative. They could not. So this is another sticking point. Like everyone says, well, why couldn't Adventures of Purpose remove that car? Some of the smaller agencies would allow that and have allowed them to remove vehicles out of water. When they're dealing with a 20, 30-year-old case, and some of the detectives who work the case and some of the family members from the case are gone and deceased or whatnot, they, in these smaller jurisdictions, might allow them, or might have allowed them, to remove vehicles, because I know I've seen a couple of them where they've taken the vehicles out of the water. In the larger jurisdictions, and where it's done by the book, it's a chain of evidence, chain of custody. It's not a good thing for a case if you let a civilian remove evidence, and especially when it involves a human remains. So they made the right decision on not letting them touch the car and Kylie Rodney's remains. That is the job of duly sworn law enforcement officers. So there's no argument for me there, but you guys might say in your own minds that they would have did a better job. That's again debatable, but that's not the right way to do it. It's definitely not the right way to do it. Ed and we all know that. Would we have liked to see Adventures with Purpose give them netting to net up those windows and, wrap that car and give them advice on the right way to do it? Yes. I wish that they were open to listening to Doug and the team, because they said with Ed Wallace, Doug said with Ed Wallace, I wouldn't have pulled that car out and turned it over. I would have wrapped it and wrapped the windows and then dragged it out on its roof. I wish that they would have been open to that constructive criticism, or that professional opinion on a removal, but that didn't happen. According to Doug, they were asked to step aside out of the roped off area. They went to a berm and they watched from a distance. So that's all that happened there, and it's not nobody's fault, not Doug's or Adventures with Purpose, but that is the right way to do it, So I think I'm going to wrap it up with 30 minutes. Make sure you are giving this video a thumbs up, liking, subscribing, following me and Ed Wallace on all things social media, all one word, DutyRon. That's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all of that stuff. We're on all social media. And what we do on TikTok is my new favorite thing, because I will upload these little snippets onto TikTok, right? And it's me and Ed talking with our guests. So go over to TikTok. It's DutyRon. Just put DutyRon in the search bar. You won't miss it. There's a bunch of stuff on there, right from this channel, from YouTube, uploaded onto TikTok. And for those of you asking, I'm starting to get better. My wrist is healing up pretty good. This little thing where the incision is coming off. The doctor said that that'll eventually come off, and I got some bruising and stuff, but I'm doing good. Let me look at the chat, and then I'll close it up real quick, and we'll say goodbye. I wish that they would have changed the age limit to 40 so I could be a Nassau County police officer. There you go. Yeah, I think it's 35. It's 35. So JA, yeah. Sometimes we miss our boat. Barbara, thank you. Thank you, Gayla, and a bunch of folks here. Black Rose, always appreciate you. Annette, she says, I don't like the damn drama. I don't like the drama either. That's why I was upset on what I was seeing on other channels. Yeah, but you have a choice. Nobody forces anybody to watch this crap, right? Unfortunately, people get sucked in by drama, right? I was breaking my wife's chops the other day. Thank you, Deborah. She says, thank you, DutyRon. God bless. See everyone tonight. Peace, love, and light to everybody. That's a great comment right there. But if you guys can believe it, I broke my wife's chops the other night because she was watching Housewives of where is it? South Carolina or what's that? I forgot. Anyways, it's from like Charleston, South Carolina. But anyways, it was one of those housewife programs, and it's like all these ladies do is get together and they have drinks. It wasn't New Jersey. It was not the OC either. It was like somewhere down in South Carolina, whatever. That's how much I pay attention to it. It wasn't Atlanta either. But so it was a bunch of girls getting together and drinking, right? They were drinking alcohol, and all they started doing was fighting and arguing with each other. And you could go and look at the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and they do the same thing. So my wife had it on. I had the laptop open, and we're sitting next to each other on the couch. I'm not looking at it, but I could hear it. And I'm like, this sounds like one of those YouTube channels where everyone's arguing with each other and panels and people are mother effing each other. But all they do is, they get alcohol in them, and then they just start attacking each other and being nasty and spilling drinks on each other and all kinds of craziness. I was like, can you just turn that off? Can you just mute that? I don't want to hear it. So, but she watches it. So, I guess to each their own. Some people like it. I hate it. I can't stand it. I think it's horrible. But anyway, so tune in tonight, 9 p.m. This Computer Crimes retired lieutenant. It's going to be awesome. I hope you guys all can make it. If you can't make it, yeah, cat fights. Exactly. It's definitely cat fights. Not a show I'm interested in at all. There you go, Angie. There you go. So join Ed Wallace and I tonight. Hopefully Ed can drink some coffee and stay awake. And we will be on with you. We'll spend about an hour with you guys, and we'll go over all the questions. Hopefully you could send in the questions to DutyRon.com. Robert Ryan, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Tara said she'd be present for duty. Eddie T is PFD for tonight. So look forward to seeing you guys all there. God bless the world. God bless the United States of America. And God bless each and every one of us here in the chat, but especially all the victims of crime and their families across the globe. Let's send them strength, prayers, and positive vibes. I'll see you guys tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be redirected over to it. Hit the notification, hit the thumbs up, And that's your job for now. We'll see you tonight. Until tonight, bring the questions for me and Ed. We'll see you then. Peace.